Rock King 3, actually no longer the 3, just Rock King, bringing you a live commentary. I guess it's called a vlog. And I'm in my Mustang right now. I've had this 2006 Mustang since it was new. Bought it in February of 2006, and we're off to get a car wash. But that's not the important part. The important part is, hey look, I'm back on my channel. I think it's been about 3 years since I've made a video, and those videos always consisted of Forza Motorsports on the Xbox, various videos, race videos, tune setup, stuff like that, all sorts of different things. But this is really going to make a big change here on the channel. We're going to go from probably, let me just put it this way, we're going to race cars and video games to racing cars in real life. The 2006 Ford Mustang GT is a decent car. Like I said, I've had it since it was new. I'm at about 150,000 miles, so it's a pretty high mileage car now. It's been my daily driver for a very long time. I've done some aftermarket things to it, just bolt-ons though. So it's not that it's fast. It's not relatively fast. In 2006, the 300 horsepower stock that it came with was pretty decent for the time. And the Mustang was, it was the second year of the retro version of the Mustang, so it really stood out, and a lot of people liked it, old and young, men and women. Everybody liked the looks of the retro style of the Mustang, and I still enjoy driving it. I still drive it as my second car. I'm going to be introducing my first car here in a little bit, but I want to let you know what this channel is going to be about and what we're looking at doing. So as I'm going to the car wash to get this thing washed, even though it just rained yesterday, I'm probably raining in tomorrow. My goal is to get my high-speed license. I call it a racing license, but really it's a high-speed license. You have to go to a track where you go through a class. I'm assuming a lot of it is safety. I'm assuming half of it is probably out of the car, talking about safety precautions and things that you need to know about behavior and accidents and when to stop racing and how to pass and things like that. And I do look forward to that portion of it. You guys know I've done a lot of racing in video games, but that doesn't necessarily lead you to learning anything about safety, because it's just superficial damage in video games, and you don't even think twice about it. So I have a lot to learn. I look forward to it. I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about racing in general. I understand things like the driving line and heel toe and brake lines and passing events and stuff like that. I understand a lot of that, but I'm just a beginner actually executing it. One thing is knowing it, another thing is actually executing it. So I'm looking forward to doing that. My local track is the closest one that I have is actually in Iowa, and we've had a lot of rain in Nebraska and Iowa, and I'm from Nebraska. But the closest track was in Iowa, where it's a road course, Iowa Speedway Plex or something like that. Anyway, I don't know what it's called, but basically it's underwater. So I had to look for an alternative, and there's actually another one in Nebraska. It's in Hastings, Nebraska. And on May 25th, I'm already signed up. Everything's paid for, ready to go. Safety gear is on its way. I think all I really needed was a helmet for that particular event. But we're going to go into the track, hopefully do some running, do some racing, and learn the right way to do it. It's a place to start for me. And with a lot of the events that I'm seeing is you have to have this high-speed license to do other things. So actually a week after that, which is going to be June 1st, it's a Saturday. I've already signed up for this, paid for it, everything's ready to go as well. But they do what's called the Big Blue or Big River Mile Shootout. And basically what it is, it's an event where they do a half mile. They basically close off the highway, and you either run a half mile or you run a mile, depending on what you sign up for. The first time you go, you don't have a choice. You have to run half mile. So hopefully this will set me up for the next time that I want to run it. But I have some goals that I want to do with the car that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. But basically I want to do quarter mile, eighth mile, half mile, mile runs, top speeds, and then I want to start setting some goals up for the racetrack as well, the road courses. I'd like to see if I can hit some times and improve my times there. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, probably just an improvement style. But I think you guys will appreciate what I'm going to be trying to do this in. And I've wrote out all my goals, and I will share that with you guys. And hopefully we can meet or exceed those, hopefully this year. We're going to do everything with a stock vehicle. Again, I'm going to show you that vehicle in a little bit, but I want to run everything this year, this 2019, with the vehicle unchanged, other than maybe some tires. I have some things I need to share with you guys on the new car. The tires in the back and the front aren't the same, so we're going to be making some changes to the car. A lot of it's just going to be safety equipment this year, and then making sure we have the right tires, and then learning how to drive it. There's a lot of small things within the car I think that'll make a big difference, and I'll share that with you here in a little bit. But anyway, I'm back running the channel, and we're going to be doing events, but not necessarily in this particular car. This car is not made for what we want to do. So when I come back, I'm going to show you the car that we're going to be doing it in. Alright, we're on our way back to the house. But first, I always dry off the car this way. I know it's not the right way to do it, but we're gonna air dry it. And then when I get back home, as you can tell, it wasn't too long of a drive. I'll spot dry it with a towel. All right, and we're back from the car wash. There's the Mustang that you guys just saw me driving. However, again, that is not the feature of this particular channel. I'm going to be pulling that out here in just a second. Got the garage door closed, and we will pull that out. The new car, it's going to be a 2015 Chevrolet Corvette Z06. It is the supercharged model, 650 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. I think I said that right. A lot shorter than the Mustang, a lot wider than the Mustang. The tires are a lot wider. We're going to take it for a quick test drive, and let's see how it does. Alright, getting into the Mustang here. Not a super easy entrance for an old gentleman like me. It is a 1LZ model, but it does have an extra package on it. It's the PDR, and I'll show you guys that here in a second. We'll start it up. And then the PDR, and we'll use that on the channel, but I can basically start that. And I haven't figured out exactly where the camera's at. It's somewhere behind or somewhere up here. Anyway, we can do a recording. We start recording and we'll actually show our speed, how much gas, how much brake, how many G-forces, stuff like that. But anyway, let's just take it for a quick test drive and see what we think. Alright, now we're in the Corvette in this completely different venue. I was in my driveway doing the first video, but something went wrong. So anyway, we're starting over again. So we showed you the Mustang this morning and took it for a car wash. Had that car since it was new, enjoyed it a lot. I know it's not really available for the racetrack. It's not set up for that. It's just I have aftermarket brakes. It still doesn't matter, it's still gonna fade. It's just not track ready. So this Corvette, this 2015 Chevrolet Corvette Z06, is very track ready. It is the 8-speed automatic, which I understand with the 2015s that there are some heat problems. And I don't know what that situation is like, if it's a real long race. If you run it for like a half hour, 45 minutes, I'm not sure what that heat issue is. But anyway, with this car, I have a lot of goals in mind. So one of the main things that's coming up for me, and it's in May, is a high-speed license. There's a racetrack in Nebraska that provides basically a 4-hour class to, I'm assuming, to go over a lot of safety type things, but also to get you on the track and to kind of show you the ins and outs and how to interact with other people on the track as safely as possible. So that is the beginning of what I want to start. So if I get the high-speed license, the week after that, there's an event called the Big Blue, and I always get this wrong, I think it's the Big Blue Mile Shootout. It's like the Big Blue River. Anyway, there's a county in Nebraska, and they shut off one of their country highways for up to a mile run. So they have two events. They have a half-mile run, and they have a mile run. And as my first time and just getting my license, I can only participate in the half mile. Certain safety requirements I have to have for the speed that I'm going to be going: helmet, gloves, shoes, fire extinguisher. I got to get some numbers for the side of the car. I think that's it from a safety perspective. The lap belt in this case works. If I run the mile-long track, you have to actually have a 5-point harness, which I don't have for this car. I've only had this for a few weeks, so still building it up a little bit. And everything that I plan on doing is going to be as a stock vehicle. So I want to get times for the 1/8 mile, the 1/4 mile, the half mile, the mile run, and for a top speed run as well. I'm not sure where I can do a top speed run just yet, but I'm working on finding that out as well. But I want to set some goals as a stock vehicle, and then of course I want to do some modifications. So before I do these other events, I'm probably going to do a little bit of a tire change. The rear tires are ready, the front tires are ready as well, but I think they could be even better. I eventually like to get different wheels, get the cup tires, which I don't have on this vehicle as well. But anyway, I want to set some baselines for this car across the board. Super excited to give this a go. And I tell you what, this car is, I have a lot to learn about this car still. There's a lot of different driving modes. There is just touring mode, there's sport mode, there's track mode, just a lot of things I need to learn yet. And there's actually modes beyond track mode as well. Plus you can shut off traction control and stability control, which sounds pretty scary to me is from what I've even done with this car already. But anyway, that's the intent for the channel. Use the 2015 Z06 to get my high-speed license. Want to do some racing, want to get into some events. I still need to learn a lot of what we actually offer around Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas for events like I'm talking about. Sounds like there's a lot of them. Autocross, I'd like to do autocross as well. I actually don't have any events that I'm aware of coming up soon. But I also want to get this dyno, so we get a baseline number on the dyno for the horsepower and the torque. So a lot of things to do, a lot of things to organize. Essentially, the channel is going to be me growing as hopefully a performance driver, trying different events, trying to set different times for myself, just improve overall. Anyway, hope you guys want to check it out. Stick with me. I'll tell you everything I do along the way, what I buy, safety equipment, stuff for the car, and hope you guys find it enjoyable. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Catch you in the next video. Later.